All right. Hi, everyone. And welcome to episode number 219.
And we're back at home in
Yeah.
our real studio.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Hopefully you can all see and hear us fine.
Yeah, let us know in the comments in the chat there. Let us know and we'll get on with it. So, there we go. It's an educational show about smartphones and technology with us geeks on tour.
Did you say this episode 219?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
I never listened to you.
She told me that she has too much in this going on in this thing, so be careful now. Want to remind you, if you're watching on YouTube, go ahead and give us a thumbs up, click the likes, all that kind of stuff. And Chris has a quick tip. What do you have there, Chris?
Accessing your camera quickly. I mean, have you ever wanted to take a picture and by the time you turned your phone on, unlocked it, got to the right screen, opened the camera, the photo opportunity was gone? So there is a couple of quick tips here. First, I want to show you on the iPhone. And on the iPhone, what it is, if I just turn it on, then at the bottom here, it's very hard to see, but that's a little camera. So it means swipe over. I am now on the camera. And so that was fairly quick. So once again, that was just, if you just power it on, you don't need to unlock it, swipe over and you're on the camera. On my Samsung phone, and this also works on Jim's Pixel. I'm not sure how many other Androids it works on. Even from a locked phone, if you just double press the power, it goes to the camera. But what I really love about this is it also works in other places. So if I am, for example, reading my email. So I'm reading email and I say, oh, I got to take a picture. Double press the power button, boom, I'm on the camera. So that's my quick tip. A quick launch option to get your camera up and running like that.
Okay, cool. Well, hi everyone. I'm Jim, and together with my wife Chris, we are Geeks on Tour. Do you think your smartphone is smarter than you? And do you have questions about your iPhone, your iPad, tablet, or Androids? And how do you learn about these amazing devices?
Well, we are geeks, also known as propeller heads, thus the funny little hats, but we are geeks who teach. And we think the best way to learn is in bite-sized pieces on a regular basis. So we came up with this YouTube show where we pick a topic every week and we go into a little bit of depth on it. Although this week I'm just doing a hodgepodge of little tips. All of our content is collected on our website, geeksontour.com. Check it out. There's a lot there.
Yeah. So where are we now, Chris?
We're home.
Yeah, and it's
After
nice being home.
What the map on the right is what we just did. June, July, and August.
Wow.
We were out for 79 days in that little road trek camper van.
It was fun.
And did 7,200 miles. And it was great. Everything was wonderful.
It worked.
And
we worked.
and we're kind of tired. So
well, we're recovering. So, we've had a week now. So
yeah,
it's time to get back to work and do some stuff and maybe even go diving. But if you see out there, it's not all that nice in the ocean today.
It's a little rough out there.
A little rough. Yeah.
That is a live webcam shot, by the way. It's
no, that's out our window. Come on.
It's not out our window, but he makes it look that way. I love it. I love it. That is Fort Lauderdale Beach.
Okay. We want to say hi to some of our live viewers. Goodness gracious. I have to go back up here. And yeah. Looking forward to another great show. And yeah, Richard, Judy, cool Judy. A slider switch. Yeah.
Yeah, those are funny.
Jolin, Debbie Dieter.
Hey, Debbie.
Yeah. Tom Parks. All right. Boy, look at all
Hi,
these people.
Tom.
And Julie, Nancy, Brian.
Video paired. Sounds like you might be talking about live photos. And when you download a live photo, you get the two pieces. You get an actual photo and the video, but we should still get a still photo as well.
Okay. Tom and Gloria. Andrew, cool. And Phyllis. Okay. Bob Keefe, Greg, and Steven.
Hi, everybody.
I hope Diana got in as well. It's
good to see you.
Okay. All right. Where are we?
Next slide.
Okay. Thank you to our premium members. It's you who make this all possible, and we really appreciate you. And as part of the benefits of membership is the Backstage Pass, and it's an online Zoom meeting right after this show. You get the link from an email that Chris sent out earlier, or you can go to the geeksontour.com member login page. You'll find it all there. Okay, another thing that's happening tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
Is tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern time, Google Photos updates. So that's something that we're doing for members only, and that'll be the same link for the Backstage Pass.
Yeah. So I don't know how we ended up scheduling two things in a row, but we did.
I think we missed a week.
Yeah, somewhere.
Anyway.
So at 3 p.m. tomorrow, we will do a members-only Zoom meeting and just talk about all the things that have updated in Google Photos.
And whatever she wants to talk about, as usual. Okay, today is a hodgepodge of tech tips, and
this is my favorite kind of show.
Yeah?
I like doing just the short tips of my favorite things. So
okay.
Kindle books. My favorite thing is my favorite things. Kindle books.
She's going to break into song soon.
Kindle books. This is just a bit of a pet peeve of mine, that people think you have to have a Kindle in order to use Kindle books, and that people think you have to have a paperback book in order to read a book. Kindle books means instant gratification. You can download a sample before buying, and you can use the Kindle app on a phone. Your phone is always with you, so your books are always with you. I've spent a lot of time in doctors' waiting offices reading my books. And don't worry about them being readable. There's all sorts of screen adjustments. So first, I just want to show you about buying a book. So let's say that somebody tells you about this great book about learning Google Photos, and you say, well, let me check that out.
I wonder where you could find that.
Where can you find that? So here is the Kindle app on the phone. And this is on the Android. You go to the store and you would search for Learn Google Photos. And I've done that before. And there it is. And you could buy it, or you could get a sample and read the sample and see if you like it. I already own this item, so let me give you a different example. Let's say I know an author, a friend of ours, Nick Russell. And if I want to get one of his books, I'll say, this Fresh Out of Mojo sounds interesting. So you just tap on it. And then I could buy it now for $3.99, but let's say I want to read a little bit first and make sure I like it. I download sample is what that would be. So think about it. Somebody tells you, if you want to learn about XYZ, here's the book for you. Within minutes, you have it and you're reading it. Instant gratification. Now, can you really read it on this little phone? Yes, you can. Here's a little video that shows you about that.
Okay.
Hi,
Hi, this is Chris Gold with Geeks on Tour, and I want to show you just a little bit about how using the Kindle app works. This happens to be on an iPhone, but it works about the same on an Android. So I'm talking about that app right there, Kindle. And any Kindle books that you have purchased through Amazon will show up when you open your Kindle app. I can see all of the books that I've ever purchased, or I can see just the ones that are downloaded on this device. To read a book, you just tap it to open it, and then you can turn the pages just by swiping that way or swiping back the other way. Or if you get a little bit of practice, you can even do it with one hand, because it's just tapping on that right margin there that turns the page. Pretty cool. And when you're done, you can just go back home, and notice when I go back into Kindle, it takes me to the exact same place that I left off. What if you say, I'm not sure that this is readable for me? There are so many options for changing the text. You just tap on it, and now you see all the different options on the screen, and I'm going to tap on the AA. I can change the brightness, depending if I'm out in the bright sunlight or I'm in a dark room. I can change it to be a black background with white text. I can make the text larger by tapping that. Or if your eyes are really good and you don't want to have to turn the page so much, you can make the text really small. I don't think so. So make that up. I like it about there. If you don't like the black on white or the white on black, they even have a couple more choices. There's sepia, which is black on and that is pretty easy on the eyes, or even a green color. Now let's say I want to look at someplace else in the book. You tap, and you can tap on the 3-line menu, and here are all the table of contents. So if I know it's something in chapter 7 I want to go to, there I am in chapter 7. You can also highlight passages just by touch and drag. I have now highlighted that, and if I want to see everything I've highlighted, it's that item right there. So I have already read this book, and I highlighted lots of stuff in here. So if I wanted to go back and find something that I enjoyed in the book, I can find the highlight, go right to it. And that's just a little bit about using the Kindle app on a smartphone.
All right.
And I see one comment that's saying you can also borrow books from the library that can be read on your Kindle app on the phone. Great. And what I love is that it keeps, since I do it by purchasing the books, my library includes basically every book I've ever read and the highlights that I've made.
Yeah.
So
cool.
if I want to remember, oh, what was that really special part of the book by Peter Diamandis that we like so much, I can go find it and find my highlights.
Very cool.
Stuff.
Yep.
Next tip.
Okay, create a QR code for a web page. Uh-oh, I got to get ready for this one.
Well, I think I will show it on the computer as well. Let's say that you've gotten to this web page on Geeks on Tour, and you want to print a QR code so that somebody else can scan and go straight to this page. It's right up on the address bar now. Just this little icon right here. Boom, you got a QR code for that page. You can save it. It works just like a picture. But what I really want to show you is how you can do this on phones as well. The key is to be using a Chrome browser. So let me take you in my Android phone here first. I'm going to Chrome, and I already have it Android.
Android.
The little green guy.
Got it.
Android phone, and here's a web page I want a QR code for. I tap the 3 dots, share, and then QR code. And there's the QR code for that page. I can download it and use it as an image anywhere. But now, why? Why would you want to do that? So I have an example that I'm going to use on my iPhone.
That's the Apple, right?
That's the Apple,
Okay.
right? The red one. And once again, this still has to be Chrome for this exact instructions to work. You tap the share, and this is a recipe. So who's the cook in our house?
I am.
Jim is. So I say, hey, Jim, here's a recipe I think you should make. I tap share and scroll down, create a QR code. Now,
All right.
I can just show him the QR code.
And I can turn on my camera, just point the camera, and it comes up with a Food Network. Yeah.
So now on his phone,
Yeah.
he has the recipe that I want him to make. So that would be a reason for using the QR codes. But whatever you want to use a QR code for, that's how you can create one from a web page.
Cool. All right. Excellent. Next is create quick QR codes from pages on mobile.
Well, that's what we just did. Yeah.
Oh.
So those are the specific instructions on how to do it.
Map navigation tip.
Now, this is about your voice directed. I mean, if any of you go to navigate with either Google Maps or Waze, and it just says turn right or turn left, it doesn't give you the detail, it doesn't give you the street name, this might be why. So we have a little video.
Okay.
When you use Google Maps on your Android device to navigate, do your directions sound like this?
Head east. In a quarter of a mile, turn right.
Or this?
Head north towards South Oakland Forest Drive. In a quarter mile, turn right onto Northwest 27th Avenue.
To get the directions that speaks the street names, you need to choose the correct voice in your settings. So if you've played around and asked for a British voice, you've lost the street names. This is especially important in Waze because there's so many fun voices. I like to get the street names.
Okay. What are you doing over there?
I'm answering a comment.
Okay.
Photos. Okay. So that's it. That's a really simple one. Just if you didn't know it, it's important.
Okay. Trip planning tip with Roadtrippers.
So here is my favorite trip planning tool. We've done several episodes on trip planning, and there are lots of tools. There is no one tool that does it all. But Roadtrippers is my favorite for actually doing the planning. And they have this one feature. So this is just a tip. This one feature that, to my knowledge, no other trip planning tool has. So let me show you. Roadtrippers.com. It's also an app. This can be done on the phone, but it's nice to have the big screen. And plan your trips starting from, so I'm going to take us back to the beginning of the summer and the trip that we were planning. We started in Fort Lauderdale, and our primary destination was Gillette, Wyoming. And click on Plan Trip. And it shows you so quickly. and so nicely. This is also, I think, is the most elegant app for trip planning. And notice how it instantly pulls up the most popular or unique or fun places to go. So this has us going up through Missouri, but I just look at this map and notice, oh, Four Corners, that's some place that we have yet to visit in all of our travels. And I'll bet you we could go over there and then up. So I want to notice, if we use this route, notice at the top here, it says that's going to take 34 hours and 24 minutes, 2291 miles, $327. I'm just going to pay attention to the hours here, 34 hours and 24 minutes. Now, let's say I want to go through Four Corners. You just click there, you click add to trip. Now, instead of 34 hours, it's 47 hours. Now, that's too much. I will say, no, I don't want to do that. But I might want to go to Four Corners after Gillette. So I don't want to take it off. I don't want to delete it. Watch this. All you have to do over here in the list of destinations, you can just deselect it. So it's still on your list. You can still remember that that's one place that you want to go. I call this playing what if. And here's another one, future birthplace of James T. Kirk.
We actually went there.
And because of Roadtrippers. It was absolutely because of Roadtrippers. I had never heard of the future birthplace of James T. Kirk. So if I want to add that to the trip, then it goes from 34 to only 35 hours. Now that would be worth it. As it turns out, we ended up doing that at the end. So I can just drag this down and then it goes to the end. And there's lots more that we did this summer. But the tip is that you can just put an item on your route or take it off or put it back on without deleting it and see what your mileage is either way. Playing what if.
Okay. Next tip, signing in with Google. Is that password security?
Yeah, it is. How are you tired of having to come up with a new password every time you go to a new site? And let's say it's not an important site. You've heard about this, a site somebody suggested that you use, and you're not even sure if you're really going to use it, but you have to create an account. Well, if they have a sign in with Google option, then you don't have to create a password for that website. Google validates you without sending the password, and we have a video on this.
Hi, this is Chris Gould with Geeks on Tour, and in this tutorial video I want to talk about sign in with Google, or ways to create accounts without coming up with another password. Doesn't that sound wonderful? Here's how it works. In another video, I showed how to turn on two-factor authentication, and I used the account for Alice Apple to do that. I am now signed in to my browser with Alice Apple's account, and she has decided that she wants to start using Evernote. She goes to evernote.com and she has to sign up for an account. Click sign up. And she just wants the free one. And it only says continue with Google here, but I want you to see what happens if you click sign in. You can sign in with Google or with Apple. They are both considered Federated Identity providers, meaning they have good security and they know who you are, and they will just provide a token to this other site. So let's let's say continue with Google. And it tells her, oh, well, you don't actually have an account yet. You do have to create an account using your Google account. Create. She does not want premium. And get started. So all of this is Evernote stuff. It's already done. Alice has an account on Evernote without having signed up for another password. Let's create a quick note. So here is Alice's note, and now she's going to sign off and go somewhere else. So Alice is still logged into her Google account on her Chrome browser. So now when she goes to Evernote, it'll be so easy. You just click log in and continue with Google. She's already logged into her secured Google account. And since she set up her Evernote account using her Google identity, that's all you have to do. And she is in Evernote without ever having created a password for Evernote. Therefore, if Evernote ever got compromised and some bad guys got all the customer information, they would get Alice's name, they would get her email, but they would not get a password. That does not come through from Google. Google just verifies that Alice is who she says she is by sending a token to Evernote. So that is sign in with Google. And it works pretty much the same. Sign in with Apple or Facebook, and there are others. They are called Federated Identity providers.
Uh-oh. We were muted. I'm sorry.
Okay. Thank you, Laura.
Lost sound.
Thank you, Laura. So where do I have to start over from?
I think you need to start right at the beginning of this.
Okay.
Right, coming out of the
Okay. So we want
Google Sites for collections of photo albums.
Okay. So
Yeah.
you go to Google Sites by, all right. Let me see. How do let's just back up. There we go. So you need to be logged into Google Sites, sites.google.com. Now start your watches over again. I said 5 minutes, but I'm starting over. So it's 5 minutes from now, right? Okay. So I am logged into sites.google.com with my Chris Gould Google account. And I am logged into Google Photos with my Chris Gould Google account. On Google Sites, you click the plus. That is how you start to create a whole new website. And I'm just going to call it Chris. I guess that's not just placeholder. Okay. Chris and Jim's Photos. And now I want to embed a Google Photos album. The little code over here. I want to click down the white area. It's this white area where I want to embed. Embed. I can get embed code or just a URL. If I go to Google Photos and the albums, and I want the June album, you just grab the link, copy link. So that is the link to my June photo album. I go back to Google Sites and paste that link and insert. All right. Now I want July and August as well. So embed, go to Google Photos, find my July album, and July, grab the link, copy link, back to Google Sites, paste the link in, and insert. Now I want it up here. So I just drag. You see how easy that was? I just dragged it up. Now I want to go get August, back to Google Photos, find my August album, and did I miss it? There it is. August album, grab the link, copy link, back to Google Sites, paste link, and insert. Now I also want that up on this same row, so I can just resize these to a size that will allow for 3.
Yeah.
All right, well, and then you create a title. Let's just call it Geek Summer. All right. And then you publish. And web address Geek Summer, but that's going to go at the end of sites.google.com/view Geek Summer. And I click publish. Then any of you out there who remember that whole length, sites.google.com/view Geek Summer, will be able to see this page. Or you put the link somewhere else. So for example, in our blog, our personal blog under our photo albums, that's how I have now been doing my photo albums. If you click on 2021, it takes you to a Google Sites page that has all of our albums. And you click on one that you want to see, and it'll be showing you all the photos, including any new ones. You know, it's dynamic. I wonder if this one has, well, there. That was one of our special days on this trip. So that is using Google Sites to show off Google Photos albums in a way that you can put a whole group of albums that you can make public so that you can share it.
Okay. One more, I think.
One more. We good?
Scanning
Yeah,
old
good.
photo albums.
All right. And, you know, I'm lazy. Some people buy, and we did a whole show on this too. We did a whole episode on scanning old photo albums. I just want to remind you about the PhotoScan app. And I will show you a video in just a second. But first, they've moved where it shows up in Google Photos. So I do want to show you that. So how you get to PhotoScan in Google Photos, either on Android or on iPhone. In Google Photos, it's under Library and Utilities, and then it's down at the bottom, Scan Photos with PhotoScan. So I just want to show you that before showing you the video.
Okay, ready for the video?
Yep. Hi, this is Chris Gould, and I'm going to use PhotoScan to capture these pictures that are behind glass and show you how it eliminates the glare. PhotoScan is an app by Google. I can get to it from my Photos app. 3 lines and PhotoScan. Now I just get the picture in the frame and tap the button, and now it's going to say circle those 4 dots, and it takes a picture with each of the dots. When it puts them all together, the glare will be gone. Let's do another one. tap it. Then you move the circle over each dot. Now, if yours isn't doing that, it might be because you have the glare control off. And that's that little button right there. If there's a slash through it, then it's not going to do the glare control. So let's do one more. Notice it also has a flash. The purpose of the flash is to get rid of the reflections. Then the purpose of the 4 shots is to get rid of the glare from the flash. All right. So then I'll show you how that looks in Google Photos.
So here I am looking at Google Photos, and here are the 3 shots I just took from that big framed collage on the wall. Not bad. But you could still do some adjustments even in Google Photos. I can click on Auto, or I might even decide it looks better in black and white. The next photo, that looks pretty good. I can always use an auto though. Auto correction brightens it up a little bit. And the third one, same thing. Just do an auto. How about an auto, and then we'll go to color and then just back off on the color a little bit.
Okay,
That's it.
that's it.
I didn't hear them closing music.
Right.
Are we unmuted? Okay. Sorry. Where are we?
Looks like there's a couple comments that we could deal with.
Okay. A lot of likes. Debbie Diver. Let's see. Can you do scan with iPad and lose glare?
Sure. I don't see
PhotoScan.
PhotoScan, right. With PhotoScan. Now it is actually a separate app also. You don't have to use it from within Google Photos. It is a PhotoScan app, and it's available on the iPhone. I don't think I've actually tried it on the iPad, but sure.
Okay. Well, I want to remind people about our Backstage Pass. It's for our premium members only, and it's a Zoom meeting after the show. And you should have gotten an email about that earlier. Questions? Did you see any more that you did not?
Well, I'm just still wondering if I repeated everything where there was no sound.
Well, we'll have to clean it up afterwards.
Well, yeah, but if I got it, look, it sounds like people are saying that the sound went out right after that video. Okay, right. So the video, then that was the end. No, there was one other piece to that topic. So let me do that again. That was the sign in with Google. And what I said I really like about it is that you can go to your Google account.
Yeah.
And look and see all of the apps, all of the websites that you have used sign in with Google. And if you should decide that, gee, I'm not using that website anymore, you can remove it. Whereas if you had created your own username and password, then all bets are off as to whether or not you remember anything about it. So I think sign in with Google is a good thing.
Somebody asked if there were problems with signing in with Google. And yeah, we don't think so. But I've heard a lot of people say, I'm not going to use my Google because then they'll get my Google account. And if that gets, but
yeah,
it
absolutely doesn't.
So
it absolutely doesn't, which is why I decided to reiterate this tip. Sign in with Google is a good thing.
Right. Borrow books, Hilton Head. I think I need to figure out how to get rid of these.
Now, not the sign in with Google is a good thing, not for all websites.
Right.
You know, important websites to you, you need to have your own username and password, and you should use a password manager like
We
LastPass.
use LastPass.
But if you're signing up for a bunch of little websites and they offer sign in with Google, it's much more secure than having dozens of throwaway passwords that you've set up yourself.
Okay, so that's that sign in. Cool. I think that's all that we missed. All right. Well, did you learn something, Chris? To quick launch the camera using Samsung, Pixel, and maybe some other Android phones, do this. A, long press home. B, double press power. Or C, long press power.
Double press the power button. Love it.
Chris recommends making web pages for your Google Photos albums using A, Google Sites, B, Wix, C, WordPress, or D, Blogger.
Google Sites, because it integrates with Google Photos. Hopefully you saw how easy that was.
Right. True or false? If you use sign in with Google, the website you're signing into will copy and store your Google account password.
False, false, false.
That's the key.
whole point. Think of it like going up to a private club and you knock and they need to know who you are before they let you in. Well, your Google is just vouching for you
Joseph
to let you in. That's how that works.
Okay. We recommend PhotoScan to use your photo to scan old photos. And you access it from Google Photos. What menu? And this is complicated.
Yeah, did they try to hide it? I don't know.
They do have a standalone app.
Yeah. But you can get to it from the library button and then the utilities menu, and it's at the bottom.
Okay. True or false? Roadtrippers is the only trip planner that allows you to remove a stop from your route without deleting it. This allows you to play what if.
True. As far as I know, no other trip planner has that feature. In other ones, you would have to actually delete that stop in order for it to recalculate without it.
Okay. Let's see. Got it. So we may be old dogs, but we do learn new tricks
all the time.
And you know, they keep changing it too. So we
All
have
the
to
time.
keep up with it. So join us at the Backstage Pass, both after this show and tomorrow. Mark this in your calendars. Monday at 3 p.m. Eastern, Google Photos updates. And it's sort of like Ask Chris Anything. That's one of the benefits of membership. Members only for this one.
But I will be specifically giving you the list of things that have changed in Google Photos since June.
All right. Remind you to sign up for our newsletters. Members get the 2021 edition of the book at geeksontour.com/ebooks. Become a premium member at Geeks on Tour. I see somebody just joined, didn't get the email. I'll take care of that immediately. I'm sorry for that. To talk to Mr. Carr about that. So, Chris, what's the webpage that lists all of our YouTube shows?
geeksontour.com, and the menu item is YouTube show.
And the webpage that lists all of our recent newsletters.
geeksontour.com, the menu item is blogs and news. You'll find all of our newsletters under there.
Okay. And why do people pay $60 a year to join us?
Members get to ask questions in the Q&A. They have access to all 700 of our tutorial videos and written notes to these YouTube shows, and ability to come to our Backstage Pass, our private Zoom meetings. And a lot of people just give us a membership fee to say thank you for all the things we do for free. And we thank them.
And we thank you. So become a member, geeksontour.com. Join now. And if you have any problems doing that, you get in touch with me and I'll make sure that it all happens. I'm sorry for any of that. Backstage Pass is coming on now. right after this. I'm Jim.
I'm Chris.
And we are Geeks on Tour. And we'll see you next time. What does this button do?